Okay, hey guys, welcome to another maths challenge question. Let's have a read of it together. So, in the diagram, all the angles marked circle are equal in size to the angle marked x. What is the value of x? Okay, have a pause of the video, have a go for yourself, and then unpause and we'll try it out together. Okay, so I'm going to try and draw this diagram. It doesn't have to be super accurate, but just so I can get some sort of idea as to where to go next. And the useful thing is we know that all the angles are equal in size. Okay, where do we go from there? Well, I'm kind of interested in these geometric shapes and any sort of formulas we can use to help us out. These angles are all interior angles of shapes. What is the formula for finding the interior angle of a shape? Well, if you look at the number of sides for a shape, let's look at like a pentagon, for example. We can find the sum of all the angles in this shape because we can split it into triangles. And we know that triangles, angles sum to 180 degrees. So the formula is if your shape has n sides, then you minus 2 to that, and you multiply it by 180 degrees. That will give you the sum of all the interior angles of your polygon. Cool. So when we're looking at this shape here, we can see that we have this shape inside, which has 5 sides. So we can actually find the sum of all those angles. The sum of those angles will be 5 minus 2 times by 180 degrees, which is equal to 3 times 180 degrees, which is 540 degrees. Okay, now if we had dot dot x dot and another dot here, then it would be very easy to find what x is right now, but we don't have a dot there, so we're still in a bit of a pickle. Well, we haven't used this outside shape yet. Let's look at this outside shape that we've got. How many sides is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 6-sided shape. So to find the sum of the interior angles there, we have 6 minus 2, lots of 180 degrees, which is 4 times 180 degrees, which is 720 degrees. Okay, now this outside shape has a dot here, dot, 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 but no dot on the inside. So let's try and label this angle here. Okay, let's label this angle here A, this angle here B, this angle here C. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. So we know that 5 lots of x, because a dot is equal to x, plus a plus b plus c equals 720 degrees. Okay, and then using this previous sum of angles we found, in the interior shape we have a dot here, essentially a dot here, and a dot here. So that's 4 dots. So we know that 4x plus b equals 540 degrees. Okay, if we subtract them from each other, we get x plus a plus c equals 180 degrees. Okay, so we're still not done yet. Let's try and think about a different approach. I also know that a plus b is 180 degrees because it lies on a straight line. I also know b and c add up to 180 degrees because they lie on a straight line. So I could actually sub that into this one here. Okay, so let's think about what new equation I can come up with. So instead of this, I can get 5x plus 180 plus a equals 720. So 5x plus a equals 720 minus 180, which is 540. What equation can we come up with the inner shape? we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. So 4x plus b equals 540. Now the interesting thing I can do now is if I add these equations together, I'm going to get a plus b, which we know is 180 degrees because they lie on a straight line. So let's add the equations together. We're going to get 9x plus a plus b equals 1080. And since a plus b is 180, we can sub that in and get 9x equals 900. And then finally divide both sides by 9, and we get x equals 100 degrees. Cool. And if we go back to the selection of answers that we can pick, we have 100 for A, so A is our answer. So that was a very interesting question, and it was all about using a formula for the sum of the interior angles for a polygon, and realizing that we could sort of split this big shape, this weird shape, into 2 polygons, one for the outside shape and one for the inside shape. The next component of that question was about labeling these angles here and noticing that a plus b adds to 180 degrees because they lie on a straight line, and subbing that in to our equations that we can form when we sum the angles. So I hope you guys followed along with that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.